nó nào có tôi thay ba tôi bé sai nhỏ nên nó tôi tao té xí thì mà chỉ mới sửa thay baเลยcó thay mình chỉ có giờ ba tôi nên sai thế có để té tôi nên sai cái nói cho cô để té cô cho lấy lì cô cho lấy lì ở cái này ở cái cho tôi lì cho ý cái này cho ý bùa cho thà nó chỉ giờ cô cho lấy lì cô cho nó ý cho nó cho trái nó là hãy cho chị ở cái nào cô cho trái nó là ha mới cho giờ cô khó cho xong trái nó sợ ê đã nói chị cũng mà sáng chị cũng chế nó rau nó cũng khó tôi chế. Oh, my basil is coming up. Basil planted on June 25th. They're coming up already. I'm so excited. And còn nói của cha rong chúa quyền họ chế. I think this is my radish. Yes, radish planted on June 25th. Then I have some beets here. And a row of kohlrabi right here. Cho nó quý cho đi. Cho nó đi cho con nhiều mốt rồi cô. Hai thế cho đi đâu lo cái lên nó. Cô cho để phải nó cả sát rồi nó phải đi phải tới. So here is the rest of my lily. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked with looking at my new patch right there. Small lilies, here are my lilies. These are Royal Sunset, Stargazers. So this is my perennial garden, but I do plant vegetables. I do interplant vegetables into my flower garden too. This is my perennial garden. These are kohlrabis. We harvested some last week for the farmers market. I still have a whole bunch of them left. And I have a row of dahlias right here. My rhubarb patch. I have 2 rhubarb patch over here. Here's another row of dahlias. And that is my peony patch right there. Not doing too good because it's kind of wet right here. But look at my kohlrabi. Wow, yeah, they are super big right now. I'm gonna be harvesting these for farmers market this weekend. But look at how huge they are. That's the leaf. That's how big my hand is compared to the leaf. Three rows of kohlrabi, actually 4 rows, one on the other side. Oh yeah, they're ready to go this week. Huge. Really, really good soil for kohlrabi on this end. Here's my row of marigold. This is the first time I'm planting marigold for cut flowers. I only trialed one small patch right here. Oh my goodness, my snap peas are blooming, putting on buds. Oh no, they're blooming. I mean, they're forming pods. Look at this. Oh my god. How did I miss this? Snap peas, fresh from the garden. I'm harvesting these for farmers market this weekend. Nice. I actually have three succession plantings of snap peas. The other one is in the other side, way back there at the end. And more lilies. More lilies right here. This over here is my sister's garden. And here's my cilantro. These are beets. I have a row of beets. They are huge. Some more greenery. These are blue plum that I seeded a while ago. These, I will be harvesting these. These are saponaria fillers for flowers. I cannot believe my snap peas are blooming. I mean, what am I saying? They're forming peas. There's nothing better than eating fresh snap peas off of your own garden, off of your own hand that you planted yourself. So this is my my second perennial garden that I put in last year. This is like year 2. Right at the entrance of the drive-through. From there, from the road there, all the way through the lilies. This is my first perennial garden. Alright, so this is my second perennial garden, starting with this row lily here. These are campanula bellflowers. It's just I put it in this year, so these will not be harvested until next year. And then I just seeded 2 rows of sweet william here for next year. These are biennial flowers. You plant them this summer for next spring harvest. A couple rows of lilies right here, and I have a row of peonies with some yarrow interplanted in between. This is my patch of yarrow. These are new ones that I just got this year. They're still kind of small. These are older ones. Have it for a couple years now, 3 years now. And this is my row of yarrow, ready to be harvested. Over here is my lupin patch. They're going over, they're done for the season. But yeah, I have this whole row of lupin. These are just a couple rows of lilies. I interplant them with a whole bunch of other perennial stuff. And I just love this blue flower so much. Scabiosa, Fama blue. Blue purple color. Looks really beautiful in bouquets. Love these. I'm gonna grow more of these in my new garden. So I just interplanted a whole bunch of them in between my lilies. My lupin goes all the way up to here. Here's my yarrow, all the way up to here. Annie's hyssop. I'll probably be cutting this week for foliage fillers. These are sea holly. They're just starting to form. And a couple of eucalyptus here, along with these are GMs. GM, they bloom pretty early. They get tiny little flowers. It's good for early spring bouquets when you have nothing going on in the garden. And here is my row of Baptisia right here. Planted in 2021. No, maybe 2022, 21 or 22. Couple years, 4 or 5 years now. But I have like about 30 Baptisia plants right here. This whole row is Baptisia. I use it mostly for foliage fillers. And then here is a row of drumstick allium. They're not doing that great this year because we have had a really cold spring. So usually there's a row of purple underneath here. This year it's just all green. It's really strange. Missing the purple. But anyways, yeah, they're ready to be harvested. And then here is another row of Achillea or yarrow, different colors. This is yellow. I have two different variety here. Moonshine. I have the moonshine variety. And these are proven winners, yarrow. These are the best of the best. They can stand up by themselves without staking them. If you are growing yarrow for cutflowers, make sure you get this variety from proven winners. Firefly Sky is the line, the series that I usually get, and they are so beautiful. This color, Firefly Peach Sky, that's what it's called. It goes great with lilies. They bloom at the same time as your lilies, and they go really good with lilies. And they are huge. And they are so sturdy. They do not fall over in the wind, in the storm at all. You don't need to stake them. So these are new ones I just planted this year. But I just love this yarrow so much. They go with any color. Couple of echinaceas I planted last year. Here's my row of yellow loose leaf. I don't know, loose strife. I think that's what it's called, yellow loose strife. And then I have some alliums right here. These millennium allium. The alliums are not doing too good this year. They're so small. Not blooming yet. It's just been a really cold spring, and everything is super stunted. But yeah, this is my second perennial garden. And this is my annual garden. These are the stuff that I plant annually. You plant it at the end of the year, it dies down to the ground, and it doesn't come back. So we plant these every year. So these are stuff that I put in this year, and they will be all done by the end of the year. And then I'll have to replant these every year. So I have 6 rows of snapdragon. I have the royal purple. I just harvested a whole bunch of them right here. Put in the cooler for next week's farmers market. But yeah, I'm not really liking the yellow so much. Probably not gonna grow it again next year. Not a fan of the yellow, but I do put a little bit here and there in bouquets. This is the most popular snapdragon to grow for cutflower. People love this color. It goes with everything. Apple blossom. And this is the royal color. And this is the new one that I just planted this year. It's called double frappe. Very beautiful pink color. Again, these colors grow with pretty much everything. So I have a row of the double frappe right here, the pink new variety. A row and a half of the apple blossom. snapdragon. This is a combination of yellow and white. And I have one row of the orange Potomac orange. I think I have Monaco orange as well. And a whole, this is a whole row of the Royal, Potomac Royal. And these are my Lysianthus. I started from seed. They're slowly getting there. They're so small. I started these at the beginning of January of this year, and this is how big it got. I didn't think they were ever gonna grow at all, but they're coming along. I just did 4 rows this year because I don't have any space in my grow room to grow a lot. And then these Sweet William, I started them this year. I think I got my seeds mixed up. They're supposed to be the Amazon series, but for some reason they're like the Sweet series. They're too short. They're too short for what I needed. I have 2 rows of Sweet William for, you know, later cutting. Super short. Either they gave me the wrong seeds or I got my seeds mixed up in the packaging when I was putting them away last year. They're too short. Okay, interplanted some onions, green onion. So any space that I have available that my flowers don't fill the whole row, I just plant them with vegetables. So I have a whole row of tomato right here, and they're doing great. They're blooming. So pretty soon I'll have some fresh tomatoes to eat and maybe also take to the farmer's market. And here is my row of ground cherry. I love these. I started growing them this year, but in case anybody doesn't know what it is, they are ground cherries. They're covered, they're like little tomato, like grape tomatoes, but they're covered in this, I don't know, this thing. But they taste like a tomato and like a fruit. It's hard to describe if you've never had one. There's more of them. And then these are my status. I fill the flowers. They're cut and come again. I have 1, 2, 3 rows of status right here. And then my dahlias, I have 12 rows of dahlias, so they're not doing too good. This soil is super hard clay, and every year when I plant them, it's so hard for them to pop out of the ground. Like I even put them right at the end of April, third week of April, and some of them are just coming up right now. Look how small they are. This soil is not the best for dahlia, so I actually got a second garden this year, which I'll video some other time, but next year I'll move all my dahlia planting to that new garden. I'm not gonna be planting dahlias in this field anymore because this is my 4th year planting dahlias here, 5th year, and they're just not doing good. They never come up evenly for me. They're just, it's missing here and there. Here is my row of straw flower, which I just pinched all of them. They're starting to bloom already when it's so short, so I pinch all of them already. And I have a whole row of eucalyptus right here. I started all these from seed myself. Everything I plant here, I started from seed, except for the dahlias, which are, started from tubers I buy from zinnias. And yeah, my neighbor over there, sprayed pesticides in the garden, and they got all of our garden here. All of my stuff is damaged from them spraying, not pesticide, weed killer. Yeah, this field over here, they spray weed killer, and they got their chemical all over our stuff, and yeah, they're not doing too good right now. I'm hoping they'll bounce back and they'll look better later on, but there's another row of status. This is the white one. And my lemon basil, it's doing great. I have a row of lemon basil right here. And a row of vegetable. These are my green mustard. And I have a really nice row of snap peas right here, which they were spraying the other day with weed killer and damaged a whole bunch of my snap peas here. I'm hoping that they will bounce back as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think my rows are either 25 or 30 feet wide. I mean, not wide, the length. It's 35 feet. It's probably 25 feet or 30 feet here. I have 2 rows of cucumbers right here. Mo, guacadi, cucumbers. 2 rows of Japanese kombucha squash. 1 row of green beans that my husband planted multiple times, and yeah, they're not coming up. Some critters are digging them up. A row of corn, and a whole bunch of eggplants over here, and my zucchini. I have a row of zucchini here as well. They're starting to form. Oh my goodness, look at this. Yay, got zucchini right there. So, zucchini, peppers. Got a row of peppers right here. Banana peppers, I believe. And these 2 rows are more zinnias. Yep, so I always interplant all of my flower garden with vegetable garden as well. And then I have 4 rows of sunflower succession that I did. I actually have 2 rows coming up too from my other garden, but here's the first row over there. Second sowing, third sowing, 4th sowing. I'm probably gonna put 1 sowing right in between the zinnia right there too. But let's take a look at the sunflower. I seeded them pretty heavily, and they got some damage too from the people who spray weed killers over there. Not nice of them to burn all my plants. I was kind of mad, disappointed. But yeah, my sunflowers are forming right now. I hope that the weed killers did not do any harm to my sunflower, because I'm not too happy with them right now. But yeah, they're up to my shoulder, almost my shoulder length right now. So they're forming. They look so little though. I'm not sure how they're gonna turn out. Yeah, they're so little this year. It's all because of the weather. Usually their heads are a little bit bigger than this, so I'm not sure how they're gonna turn out this year, to be honest. Maybe give it another week and they should be ready. Typically we should be harvesting these by now, because these are 60 days from seed to harvest, and it's been more than 60 days. I seeded this the end of the end of April, and they should have been ready to be harvested this week already, but a little behind with the weather. I think everything is like 2 weeks behind or something like that. Yeah, this is my annual garden. As you can see, I have a lot to tackle every day. A lot of weeding, but my husband does a great job helping with the weeding with his tiller, and I just weed in between the rows, and he uses the tiller in between the rows here, so that helps a lot. But yeah, I just wanted to show what I'm growing and what my garden is looking like at the moment. I'm waiting on my sunflowers to put on its show so I can harvest them for probably not this week for sure. Maybe next week this will be ready. Like I said, with a really cold spring, everything is super behind. Everything is very small, very stunted. But yeah, this is actually my, my happy place. My place I come to exercise every day. I read every day and I come here to relax. I know if you don't like gardening, you think I'm probably crazy, but I come here and it's so peaceful, and weeding is just so satisfying when you get all the weeds out and the vegetables are just looking great. Everything looks, looks good. So I come here pretty much every single day. I get up super early, 6 o'clock in the morning. I come and weed until like noon, sometimes 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I go home, take a shower, eat lunch, and I go to work. And I do this every single day until, Thursday, until Friday. Then Friday I don't weed, I just come and harvest my flowers. And then Saturday I go to the market. Sunday, if I have enough, I go to my second market. So it's quite a lot of work. But you have to, you have to really like gardening to do this really intense physical work. So not everybody can do gardening. Gotta have a passion for it. And you have to be good at what you like too. So, but I think I'm doing not too bad considering. I work full time and I do almost 2 acres, 1 acre. This is about an acre for me. And then I have a new garden that I just got this year, another acre over there too. So I will sure to update maybe later on during the year how everything's doing. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy seeing my garden and what I'm growing.